1, 2, 3, come on!
What's up, peeps? We're back. As always, I'm your host, Lee Benson. Thank you for joining us for our YouTube edition of the AEW Insider. Wrestlemania week has been pretty kick-ass so far, and we still have 3 nights left of original live WWE programming. We've got SmackDown and WrestleMania for 2 nights. We've already had NXT for 2 nights and Monday Night Raw. So, I mean, it's been awesome. People knock WWE, but you can't that much. Remember, if you want to win that Bray Wyatt Firefly Funhouse ringside collectible exclusive action figure, you got to stick around to the end of the show. Normally, it's the AEW Insider, and we start with a little AEW news. But this is WrestleMania weekend, so let's start off with some WWE. Well, NXT Stand Deliver was awesome as expected. Takeovers will never let you down. Here are the results of Night 1 and Night 2, followed by my predictions for both nights of WrestleMania. So Night 1 of Stand Deliver results are as follows. For the pre-show, we did have Zoe Stark versus Toni Storm. Zoe Stark defeated Toni Storm. I don't get what they're doing with Toni Storm on NXT. That chick is a huge talent. She's super hot. She kicks ass in the ring. You bring her over from UK to have her get her ass kicked and lose to everybody. Just makes no sense to me. Hopefully they give her a push that she deserves soon. She's been a champion all over the world. We also had Pete Dunne versus Kushida. On my prediction show, I did pick Pete Dunne to win, and Pete Dunne did defeat Kushida by pinfall. We also had the gauntlet match, which was Leon Ruff, Isaiah Swerve, Bronson Reed, Cameron Grimes, Dexter Lumis versus LA Knight. Now, I really thought this match did take place last Wednesday on NXT. I will admit I was switching back and forth between AEW, and LA Knight won that match, but it must have been who enters the real match last or whatever, so I apologize because I thought he won it. The match did take place on Night 1, and actually Bronson Reed won the gauntlet match. He pinned Isaiah Swerve Scott, and he actually will face Johnny Gargano on Night 2 of TakeOver. We also had the NXT UK Championship up for grabs, which was the champion Walter versus Tommaso Ciampa. Now, I picked Ciampa to win. I figured if anybody could beat Walter, it would be Ciampa, but that did not happen. Walter did beat Ciampa, and he retained his NXT UK title. They had the Tag Team Championship up for grabs, which was MSK, aka the Rascals, versus the Grizzled Young Veterans, versus Legado del Fantasma. The new NXT Tag Champions are MSK. It was an awesome match. I'm glad they're giving those boys a push. Good stuff. And finally, for Night 1, we did have the NXT Women's Champion, Io Shirai, defending her title versus Raquel Gonzalez. Now, I did pick Gonzalez to win, and Gonzalez did defeat Io, and she is now your new NXT Women's Champion. On to TakeOver Stand and Deliver Night 2. We did have the pre-show match, which was Breezango versus Drake Maverick and Killian Dane. Whoever won would be the number 1 contenders for the NXT Tag Championships. The winners were Dane and Maverick. We had the NXT Cruiserweight Champion ladder match, which was Cruiserweight Champ Santos Escobar versus Cruiserweight Champion Jordan Devlin. Escobar did defeat Devlin to become the true, undisputed NXT Cruiserweight Champion. We had the NXT Women Tag Belts up for grabs, which was Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon versus The Way. I did pick The Way to win, but unfortunately Blackheart and Moon retained their women's tag titles. We had the North American Championship up for grabs, which was Johnny Gargano versus the winner of the gauntlet match, Mr. Bronson Reed. I did pick Gargano to win, and I believe I picked LA Knight to win. But if it wasn't LA Knight and it was this match, I would pick Gargano. And Gargano actually did win and defeated Reed by pinfall and is still your NXT North American Champion. And finally, we had the NXT Championship up for grabs. It was Finn Balor, a.k.a. Prince Devitt, a.k.a. The Real Rock and Roller, versus Karrion Kross. I picked Karrion Kross, and Karrion Kross did take back his NXT champion that he had to give up due to a shoulder injury or something like that. But bottom line, Kross is your new NXT World Champion. Well, WrestleMania is finally here and will take place over 2 nights, this Saturday, April the 10th, and Sunday, April the 11th. Here are the current full cards and my predictions for both nights. Alright, so for night 1, we do have Lana and Naomi versus Dana Brooks and Mandy Rose versus the Riot Squad versus Natalya and Tamina. It's a #1 contenders match for the women's tag titles. I'm going with the Riot Squad. Those ladies have improved tremendously in the ring. They're awesome. They're awesome to look at, and they don't get their proper push. So I'm hoping tonight is the start of when they do. We also have Cesaro versus Seth Rollins. I think it is awesome that Cesaro is getting a proper push. I don't think they're going to give it to him, though. I mean, a win at Mania would be huge for his career, and especially over Seth Rollins. I don't know about this. Cesaro definitely could win, but I got to go with Rollins. We also have Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon in a steel cage match. Now, the lead up and the setup for this match was just fucking dumb. It makes no sense. There was like no effort put into it. It was just ridiculous. But anytime Shane O'Mac is in a match, especially like at a WrestleMania, you know my dog's going to go all out. I'm going with Shane O'Mac. We have the New Day versus AJ Styles and Omos for the WWE Raw Tag Championships. I'm actually going with AJ and Omos. I want to see them pull that win out. Next up, we do have the high-profile match of the night, which is Bad Bunny and Damon Priest versus The Miz and John Morrison. Like I told you guys a couple weeks ago, if Damian Priest and John Morrison were okay by the doctors, it would go back to a tag match like they wanted, and boom, here it is. But I actually got to go with Bad Bunny and Priest. This is Priest's first WrestleMania. I've seen that guy live a bunch of times. He's definitely awesome. I just hope his nerves don't freeze up. But when you got a match like this and WWE wants to get tons of other eyes on a product that normally wouldn't watch, aka Bad Bunny, they're going to have him win. There's no way he's going to lose. We also have Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. Now, everybody thinks Drew's going to win because he never got the win in front of a real crowd or have a title run in front of a crowd. But I got to go with Bobby Lashley. That dude's been after that belt for 16 years. He left, he went and kicked ass and took names wherever he was at, was champion wherever he was at. Vince McMahon loves him. He's a real fighter. Like, he likes to really fight in the streets and in contests, like bare knuckle fighting. The dude is a beast. I gotta go with Lashley. And finally, for night 1, we do have Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair for the WWE Women's SmackDown title. Everybody wants Bianca to win. I would love for Bianca to win. I think that chick is a huge talent. But I think it's way too soon for her to win. She came up from NXT not too long ago. To walk into WrestleMania and win the fucking belt so soon, I just can't pick her, man. I gotta go with the boss, Sasha Banks. On to WrestleMania Night 2. We have the defending tag women champions, Nia Jax versus Shayna Baszler, versus the winners of that tag team turmoil match. So, like I said, I want the Riot Squad to win. I like Jax and Shayna as the tag champs. A lot of people do not, though. They don't like them at all. So if the Riot Squad does win that first match by chance, I'm going with them to win. If not, and somebody else wins that match, I'm going with Nia Jax and Baszler to retain. We also have, Matt Riddle versus Sheamus for the WWE United States Championship match. Now, everybody wanted it to be Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre at Mania. It should have been Sheamus versus Drew at Mania. Those guys kicked the shit out of each other, and it's always a good brawl, but it wasn't. So what are you going to do? Anyway, I'm going with Matt Riddle to retain his title. Next up, we do have KO, Kevin Owens, versus Sami Zayn, with Logan Paul in attendance. Now, this might steal the fucking whole WrestleMania weekend, to be honest. These two always go all out. They're tremendous in the ring. They have fucking amazing chemistry when they're working against each other or with each other. This match is going to be awesome. And if all goes well and KO gets his wishes, he is going to jump off of the pirate ship this year at WrestleMania. So that'll be cool. Now, I'm going to go with Sami Zayn, though. I think Sami Zayn's going to cheat somehow to win. And who knows, besides boxing, Logan Paul might want to dip his toe into wrestling. And this could be the start of him coming into wrestling and his heel character. Because if he's with Sami Zayn, you know he's going to be a heel. But regardless of him getting involved or not, I'm going with Sami Zayn. We also have Big E versus Apollo Crews for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. It's in a Nigerian drum fight. It's going to be insane. I want Apollo to have the belt. I think Apollo's awesome. Dude's a huge talent, but his new gimmick blows. Big E, they want him to have a championship run, which he's having right now, but people want him to have a world title run. It's been going so-so for him. Normally, I wouldn't pick Big E, but I am going to pick him tonight. Yet, Apollo Crews has got his ass kicked by Big E the last couple of weeks, so he is due for the win, but I'm still going to go with Big E. We have The Fiend versus Randy Orton. Now, this storyline has been going on for months. Proper building, Alexa Bliss, fucking fire, fucking death, flames, blood, fucking black shit oozing out of your mouth. It's been fucking awesome. Everybody wants The Fiend to win, and it is his first match back, and that's the only reason why I'm going for him. Only because it's his first match back, and I think he's gonna win. I really want Randy Orton to win, though, because he fucking deserves it. But unfortunately, I gotta go with The Fiend. We have Asuka versus Rhea Ripley for the WWE Raw Women's Championship match. Look at all these ladies from NXT just coming up, getting involved in pretty much the main event and in the championship fucking gold match in these matches. It's awesome. So either Belair is going to win the SmackDown belt or Rhea's going to win the Raw Women's Championship belt. Both of them aren't going to lose. But this match is going to be awesome, and I'm actually going to go with Rhea Ripley. And finally, we do have the triple threat match for the WWE Universal Championship. It's Roman Reigns versus Edge versus Daniel Bryan. Everybody wants Edge to win. Everybody wants him to have this happy ending, come back from 9 years or 6 years, had to retire, yada yada. Same thing with Daniel Bryan, had to retire. And look at these guys. They actually worked their asses off. They made their way back. So, I mean, kudos to you both. But Roman Reigns is on fire. He has been on fire. He's why people tune into SmackDown. I don't think there's any way Roman is going to lose his belt yet. So I'm going with Roman Reigns. Now, we all know that Xavier Woods was picked to be a new host for the G4 revival. G4 was awesome when I was younger. It was on cable, and it was nothing just fucking except shows about video games. It was the best, but they're actually bringing it back, which kicks ass. Some details of Xavier's new show on G4 were released. It will be a video game show, a competition show, and partnered with WWE. Woods said, "Getting a shot to be a G4 cast member is incredible and humbling in itself. I couldn't be more excited for the chance to have my own show. Not only will I host, but I'll also have a pivotal role to play as the top personalities in gaming try to settle their beef. This partnership combines WWE sports entertainment and G4's competitive entertainment to bring a truly unique offering only these brands can offer." If you ask me, it sounds pretty awesome, and it sounds like all those gamers out there who do it on YouTube and professional gamers who have beef are going to come in the show and go at each other. If so, that's going to kick ass. Triple H appeared on Barstool Sports' Pardon My Take podcast, and he wanted to promote WrestleMania 37. He actually revealed that he spoke with former WWE champion CM Punk within the last 2 years. Triple H said, "Last time I talked to Punk, about a year and a half, a year and 3/4 ago. Everybody always says, make the call, like to get CM Punk back. What says if we make the call, who wants to answer? What says if we make the call, he doesn't go yeah, I'm not interested in doing that anymore. Maybe he's just done with it." I think those are the conversations that only those people can directly answer. I think if he wants to do it, either we would get word and we would have those conversations, or he would make a call, or something like that. But there has to be a desire to have him do something like that. This business is a lot. And for somebody to just say, all right, I'll do it, it doesn't happen that often. Triple H was later asked about a possibility of taking Punk's call. He said he can't think of anyone in the business that wouldn't take a call from CM Punk and have a conversation with him. He also indicated that Punk had the chance to return to WWE while working with Fox Sports on a backstage studio show. That was all nixed due to COVID-19. CM Punk worked with us on a Fox show, Triple H said. A year ago? There were opportunities there. There were people all around each other at all times. Again, I'll never say never, but the desire needs to be there on all sides to make it a possibility. And finally, Dark Side of the Ring news. Well, Dark Side of the Ring did finally release a teaser trailer for Season 3, and actually a release date, and will release on May the 6th. Check our social media out if you want to see the trailer. I was ecstatic to see that they have David Arquette on this year, highlighting his crazy death match when he was legit stabbed in the throat with a broken light tube and almost died. It's going to be a great season, peeps. Alright, peeps, well that's it for this episode. Remember, if you want to win that Bray Wyatt Firefly Funhouse ringside collectible action figure, just head on over to AEW Insider on YouTube. Make sure you're a subscriber, pick any video, like, share, and comment. So stay right here on the AEW Insider on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, pick any video, including this one, like, share, and comment, and as soon as we hit 500 subs, I will be doing a drawing for the winner. Remember to show us some love on all major podcasting platforms, also on Facebook and YouTube under the AEW Insider, and on Twitter under the AEW Insider 1, as in the number 1. I hope you all have a blast this WrestleMania weekend. I know that I am, and we'll talk about it next week. I love you guys. Ciao.